Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. Did you not get the gift that you were dreaming of? Is your home still just a little bit boring after the holidays? You can fix that yourself with a trip to Games and Things. Pool tables, card tables, shuffleboard tables, dart boards, air hockey tables, foosball tables. Find them all at the corner of Lovell Road and Kingston Pike. Find them at Games and Things. All right. Back with Will Overstreet, Justin Hamilton, Marlon Walls. I'm going to turn it over to you. This is going to be a quick segment, guys. But we watched the semifinals, national semifinals yesterday. We talked about all the points that were scored and everything else. Explain to me, well, first of all, would Tennessee have – did you see anything yesterday that changed your view on whether or not Tennessee belonged in that group?
I didn't. I thought Tennessee absolutely could have beaten any team that played yesterday.
I thought Ohio State against Georgia made me – reassess Tennessee a little bit since they couldn't do that to Georgia. It's one game.
Well, in Ohio State, I just look at their offense and I go, what's our DBs going to do against Marvin Harrison Jr.? And I go, that'd be a bad matchup for us. They would score a lot of points that way.
Now, are we talking Hooker or Milton?
Let's say that Hooker was there. Okay. So it's your starter for the most of the season.
I would say we fared pretty well. I think what you saw this past weekend was star quarterbacks taking control of the game. And I think if we got Hooker, I'd take our chances.
And I should specify, I didn't mean to cut you off, I should specify, I meant at full strength Tennessee that we saw all year with all their guys.
All right, what is Tennessee missing? What's the difference between, I mean, obviously you can't lose 2 games in a season and make the playoff. Maybe you will when it's 12, but you blew the game at South Carolina. Those teams you saw playing, they didn't have that kind of a dunce game to somebody that was at the time not ranked. But is there anything in terms of personnel, in terms of scheme, in terms of system that you think sets Tennessee at a disadvantage moving forward, trying to get back to that zone?
Yeah.
Is there, or no?
I would say good corners, good cornerback play. Not great cornerback play, but good cornerback play. Put a guy on the island, he can make a play.
Got to get some guys who can play some man coverage.
And I look at like TCU, their defensive line a couple of times was eating up Michigan and getting to the quarterback again and again, and they were only rushing 3, and that group was getting there. So I think it still comes down to how you're going to be at cornerback, what can you do with pressure up front? Can you rush, not have to do games, not have to blitz? I've got 2 guys that can basically get there.
Go ahead.
I just thought variety on offense for Tennessee, and it sounds funny to say with the offensive numbers that they put up this year, but you saw the one team Tennessee had played against that was in the semifinals yesterday. They give up 41 points. Tennessee scored 13 against them. I felt like Ohio State's variety on offense created a lot of that. C.J. Stroud, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., obviously, are big factors, but they had more variety in their offense against Georgia than Tennessee did.
Tennessee, I thought it was interesting. Now, they may have been prepared more. They weren't prepared for C.J. Stroud to run as much as he did yesterday. And credit Ohio State, they designed some runs for him. Yeah. This is a kid that did not run all year. I'm talking he would get -4 yards in a game. It was 0. He's a drop-back passer. So that was a surprise to them. But Hendon Hooker didn't run a lot down there at Georgia. And we thought it might have been because he was taking hits anyway. Why get him hurt? But in hindsight, I wonder if now you really should have run him more at Georgia, considering what Stroud did. Now, maybe that was the surprise factor, but...
Well, you watch the 4 teams that played, and every single one of them have a quarterback that can hurt you with his feet. Whether it's design, whether it's extending plays, whether it's in the red zone, however you do it, you have to have a quarterback that can give you plays with his feet.
Doesn't have to be a runner, quote unquote. Just has to be somebody that can extend plays.
Correct.
Doesn't have to be Lamar Jackson.
Right.
But
move the chains.
Just somebody that can...
If they give you 8 yards and they've backed off on everybody, nobody's spying you, I take the 8 yards.
All right, guys, thank you very much. When we come back, let's talk about how the 2022 season will be remembered. That's next on the Sports Source. Come on back.